Well, look who's here, former Treasury Secretary for Public Affairs, the host of the Monica Crowley podcast. We welcome Monica Crowley and Wall Street Pro and author of You Will Own Nothing, Carol Roth. First, ladies, thanks for joining us tonight. First to you, Monica. You know, Elon Musk, he had a bad weekend. SpaceX, that rocket blew up shortly after launch. Now you got the Missouri Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, says that he is investigating a left-leaning media watchdog group, Media Matters. Elon Musk, Monica, threatened a, quote, thermonuclear lawsuit against Media Matters. Musk is receiving growing backlash over his own anti-Semitic tweet. Monica, can you break this down for us?
Yeah, sure, Liz. Great to be with you and Carol today. Look, Elon Musk is not an anti-Semite. He has explained, he was responding to someone else's tweet and said, no, what he was addressing was the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, where he's really been at war with that organization, which is essentially a leftist organization that's been grossly unfair to Elon Musk and has mischaracterized a lot of what he had to say. So Musk is saying, look, my original response to a previous tweet was with regard to the ADL. But in fact, you know, and that explanation actually is the truth. There's nothing that could be further from the truth than Elon Musk being an anti-Semite. And in fact, like the big hedge fund guy, Bill Ackman, has said, Musk is not an anti-Semite. This is all absurd. What the left does is look for any kind of pretext to smear you as a racist, a bigot, an anti-Semite, whatever the flavor is of the day, that they think they could draw a line of attack and attack him and his businesses. And, you know, it's had some effect here. It's had some effectiveness in the fact that some big companies like Apple and Disney have withdrawn, at least temporarily, some of their advertising on X. But I want to make one quick other point here. I don't think it's a coincidence, Liz, that these companies pulled their advertising temporarily from X immediately after President Xi Jinping of China was in San Francisco talking to Silicon Valley and a lot of these big tech heads and company heads. I think a lot of them are very deeply in bed with China. And I think the Chinese president made his desires known.
You know, the thing is, Elon Musk says he's not anti-Semitic, Carol. We're listening to what Monica's saying. And Musk endorsed on Twitter an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that Jews are conspiring to replace white Americans with minority immigrants. Can you take that on, Carol?
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, it's supposed to be us women who are so full of drama. And it seems like these Silicon Valley tech bros are really the ones that are always full of drama. I think the issue, if we take a step back, Liz, is that Twitter is supposed to be a curated news platform where everybody has a voice. And while Elon Musk has a super high IQ, he sometimes doesn't have that EQ. And there's nobody around him, at least that he's willing to listen to, who says, maybe this isn't the time that you should be weighing in. So I think that he sometimes decides to comment on things and says things that get misinterpreted. And that particular post, you know, is one that sounded kind of anti-Semitic, to be perfectly honest. But when you take a step back and you try to understand what it is he was saying, then you're like, okay, that's not really the case. He's also come out and said things like decolonization and from the river to the sea are not going to be allowed on X. So, you know, I don't think, you know, as Monica said, that he is anti-Semitic. I do think that he needs to stop making Twitter about himself and perhaps listen to somebody in his circle who's willing to step up and say, maybe you don't need to comment on everything. It's nice for the CEO to show up from time to time. But
you know, this story that we're talking about, what Carol was just talking about, we have what we're talking about. This growing number of major companies, Apple, Disney, they pull their ads from Twitter. We just showed the list. Twitter's CEO, Monica, is saying these are deceptive attacks that are fueling the advertiser exodus, that Elon Musk's team says Media Matters did a, quote, fraudulent attack on Twitter, that is saying that Twitter shows pro-Nazi content next to companies' ad content. Now, Musk team, they're accusing Media Matters of manipulating and cherry-picking the data, that out of the 5.5 billion ad impressions on the day of its report, Monica, that they found less than 50 total ads against all of the content featured in that report. So do you think that this is bad for Media Matters? Because now there's talk that the AG of Missouri is going to investigate Media Matters.
Yeah, and good for that AG for taking this on. And we have so many other conservative attorneys general around the country who should also be doing the same thing, looking into this. There are reports that Media Matters pulled a deceptive move here in creating like these dummy accounts and then falsifying a lot of these screenshots where they claim that the anti-Semitic content is next to some of these big companies advertising, which is not true. And then people like Michael Schellenberger said that we have tried to replicate what Media Matters is claiming, and we can't do it and nobody else can do it. So if Media Matters is engaged in this kind of fraud, there should be civil and criminal consequences for this vile, dishonest organization.
Carol Roth, you got the last word.
Yeah, I mean, this is a situation that's gotten completely out of hand. Media Matters seems obsessed with Elon Musk. If you look at their website, 13, I think, out of the top 16 stories are about him. And you can have an opinion, but you cannot, go and collude and do things with fraud. So I do think it's worth looking into. And allegations now, but let's put the screws on them and make them prove their point.
Got it. Monica Crowley, Carol Roth, thank you for joining us. It's good to see you both.